Are you still locked out?
Yes, sir. I've been locked out over a week. All I know is my medication. I've been without it, and this guy won't let me get it, and I've been really sick. I've been wearing the same clothes, and just I feel horrible.
There can be some serious consequences for him in terms of a money judgment if he has locked you out of the premises and doesn't sort of answer this.
I don't know what to do.
No, I hear you, Mr. Daniels. Let's try to work it through this way. There's somewhere at CMH or something that can get you something to eat.
We don't have funds moving forward to get
I see. Mr. Daniels, the only
Yeah.
thing I can tell you at this point, I can't do much, but we can at least try to do that, and we'll try to get this rectified. But I just need you to try your best to try to hang in there, okay?
1 week later.
You have a copy in front of you of your Exhibit 5?
Yes,
You're telling the court that's Mr. Daniels' signature?
absolutely. I mean, when he signed this, he was standing up. So maybe
Okay, and so what's that mean?
that means it might be illegible, but he did sign it.
Those aren't by the same person.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh, no, they're not.
I have two other witnesses who can come here and tell.
All right, then we're gonna have a hearing. You're gonna bring them in here. Everybody's gonna be put under oath, because I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. McLaughlin. This makes no sense whatsoever. Patrick McLaughlin versus Daryl Daniels. I don't have the plaintiff here. Mr. Daniels,
Yes, sir.
I received your complaint or your, I guess, answer, if nothing else. Mr. McLaughlin's not here. Are you still locked out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how long have you been locked out?
I've been locked out over a week, and
What date? Give me a date, do you know?
it was Saturday.
Saturday,
Yes.
the 20th?
Yes.
So, I mean, I see this here. The locks just got changed.
Yeah, he just changed the locks. He tried to offer me $400 to move out so that someone next door could move in. And I told him, no, I'm not doing that. And he kept trying to offer me money. The next he came in, and before that, two individuals that stay in the same house I stay in at 4 a.m. in the morning tried to break into my room. And I told the police about it and everything. And next I told Mr. McLaughlin, and he told me, he said, so what do you want me to do about it? I was like, as part of the rental agreement, there's no criminal activity supposed to be taking place like that, in this house. No trying to
All
break
right.
into anyone else's property and stuff. And
All right. Sir, have you talked to legal services at all?
I've been to legal aid, yes, sir.
Okay. What did they say?
I have my case manager here from CMH with me. Is it okay?
Oh, okay. Hold on. So you're a CMH consumer?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All I know is my medication, my heart medication, my seizure medication, my lung medication. I've been without it, and this guy won't let me get it, and I've been really sick. And I've been wearing the same clothes, and just I feel horrible. My rent is
All
paid
right.
for July and all that.
Pardon?
My rent is paid.
So, okay, hold on a second. So your rent, you paid your rent for July and
Yes.
got locked out on July 20th?
Yes.
All right. He's not here. I'm going to treat your complaint as a counter complaint for lockout.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there can be some serious consequences for him in terms of a money judgment if he has locked you out of the premises and doesn't sort of answer this claim here, but he's not here right now. So I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week, give him an opportunity to show up.
Okay.
And if not, then I'll figure out exactly what I'm going to do.
So what-
Typically, just so that you know, and you're telling me it's from the 20th. That was the day that the locks were changed. It's on the 20th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
I left out with a friend to go get something to eat because I had no food.
5,
And when I came
6,
back, he's standing there
7.
with the locks changed, and he's got a camera at the back door. I'm like, "What are you doing? Open the door." And he's like, "No. How much money you want, Daryl? I'll give you $400. I'm like, "Listen, man, I don't want anything. Give me back in my place. What are you doing? You know?" And I was really upset, you know. So I'm standing with groceries that I just got from, with a friend, and they wouldn't open up the door. He's standing there just filming me, laughing, you know.
All right. Okay. So just so that you know, under the lockout statute, it's typically $200 a day minimum that he may owe you.
Yes.
So I'm not saying that's what I'm ruling, and I'm not saying that that's what I'm doing. I'm just letting you know that because of what you filed. So I'm going to put it out to the 2nd at 12 p.m. Give him an opportunity to show. If he doesn't show, then likely what's going to happen is, well, I'll have to figure out something to do because I want you to get back into your place.
Okay, but Your Honor, at this time, I have no place to go. I've been out on the streets, and I haven't been able to change clothes or nothing, and I've just been enduring this. And I'm right here with my case manager, and I don't know what to do.
No, I hear you, Mr. Daniels. There's not a whole lot that I can do. I mean, I could give you a judgment right now, but that doesn't help your situation right now. Okay. I'll do it this way also. Not only will we send him a notice, I'm going to issue an order to show cause on this thing. So that if he doesn't answer, there are other things that I could do to try to get you in, but I've got to give him notice of what I'm doing before I can do anything.
Okay, but I would at least like to get my medicine and a change of clothes, do something, lay down. I am tired just being out here, just walking around, nothing on the street. I don't know. I'm at my wit's end, and I'm right now. Like say, my health and I'm tired. I don't know what to do. I'm scared.
All right, let's try to work it through this way. I don't know with your case manager there if there's somewhere at CMH or something that can get you something to eat, or some way to try to tie you through to the next week. I'll try to work as fast as I can on it. But if he doesn't show up for this hearing, there's not a whole lot that I can do or tell him to do at this point.
So
here's my case manager.
Okay.
David Gilbreth.
Sir?
hi there. Yeah.
How you doing?
With Washington CMH over at Towner. Yeah. So we were able to find funds to get a stay covered the last 2 nights at Harmony
Gotcha.
House, but we don't have funds moving forward to get further nights.
I see.
With his health conditions, him being outside will not be conducive to long-term health and safety.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Can he, under the circumstances, get temporary medication, or at least his prescriptions filled for a certain number of days?
So we're working on getting them filled at another pharmacy here.
Gotcha.
Whether or not it's too early to pick them up would be a whole other thing. his insurance may not cover their portion.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you can get them and if I find that the result of this added expense is because of what may be an improper lockout, and again, I'm not making that finding now,
Yeah.
the landlord's gonna owe that.
Okay.
Okay, I would also say, I don't know what the expense for housing Mr. Daniels for the 2 days that you have thus far. And if other funds come available or something like that, that those are also, I need something as to what those cost.
Yeah. So far, they're
Okay, so
$210 so far.
okay, so if I guess what I would indicate to you is if you can get from CMH, if I can get to the court whatever expenditures you're making,
Mhm.
that is something that I think is compensable under the lockout statute, because it would be a direct result of what may be an improper lockout. But I would have to have those numbers.
Okay. Is there
All right.
Is there somewhere in particular that where I could furnish these?
If you email it, we'll put, and can you put my coordinator will put her email in, so it'll come directly to my office, so we'll get to the file.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So,
All right. So I'm gonna do a show cause on Mr. McLaughlin. I'm also going to set a hearing for the 8th or the 2nd at noon. That's the quickest that I can get you in. That's an in-person hearing. Mr. Daniels, the only thing I can tell you at this point, I can't do much, but we can at least try to do that, and we'll try to get this rectified. But I just need you to try your best to try to hang in there, okay?
But I have no place to sleep now, and I've just been sleeping all tonight. Today I have no place to sleep, and up until the 2nd, I'll be sleeping on the street because they have no funds.
I know, I hear it, Mr. Daniels. There's not just that I can't do a whole lot. And if he were here today, I could do something.
Yes.
All right.
I don't even have to change
Amy,
clothes, underwear.
hang on a
I wear the
second.
same underwear and stuff. And it's
Well, okay.
Now, can I get the police to go by and help me get something?
If you want to call the police, I don't know what they'll do. Hang on, where is this located? Which is that the city?
Yes. I have now. Ypsilanti police say I'm right. I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Daniel,
I'm sorry.
hold on, please.
Yes, sir.
I believe it's the city. It's Washtenaw, north of Washtenaw, just west of Oakwood.
It's west of Oakwood. Okay.
West.
Okay, so that sounds like the city to me. Okay, so here's what's clear to me is that if he's filed this action, that you had lawful possession. So, okay. Call the Ypsilanti Police Department. Tell them that you want a civil standby to get your medications and your clothing out of the premises.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on, Mr. Daniel. If they give you a problem with that, tell them to contact my chambers.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. That same email that you got for the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
If you could help him, that if they want some verification, that I would approve a civil standby for him to do that under the circumstances, that they can contact my office there. Okay,
But
So
Washington
we
County
can
Sheriff, they say I'll
so
be
that-
trespassing. If landlord,
Mr. Mr. Daniels, do what I'm telling you to do.
okay. But I don't want to
You
get in
need
trouble.
to, okay, I don't want you in trouble either. And I'm not gonna tell you to do something where you're in trouble. Okay?
Okay,
That's why I'm saying if they have any questions, whether it be the sheriff's department or whether it be Ipsy PD, I want them to contact my office.
okay. Okay,
All right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the email address is in the chat then?
Yeah, did you put it? Yes, it's in the chat.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Thank you, sir.
1 week later.
It's my position he relinquished on the 20th. I normally would have changed them on the 20th, but my son was in town and I didn't have time. Wanted to spend time with my son.
You're saying he relinquished it on the 20th, what, when he receives his alleged $400 from Mr. Temple?
Yes, on my behalf. Mr. Temple fronted the money. I reimbursed Mr. Temple the next morning.
Good, sir. I see this, but this doesn't even make any sense to me, Mr. McLaughlin. I'll be honest with you. How much was his monthly rent?
510.
So where's the 400 come from? Where's that number come from?
Okay, he, on the 20th, he left me a voicemail saying he wanted to move out that day on the 20th, as long as he got his security deposit back. I responded that his security deposit at that time was down to $245, that I kick in some of my own money, making it even $400. And he accepted that.
Not to complicate things further, Your Honor, but Mr. Daniels does deny also being that 734-221 class 45 number.
Denies what?
He denies that that's his phone number. The text and the calls allegedly sent to that number.
Good, sir.
That's the phone number. I received a voicemail from him saying he wanted to move out that day, as long as he got his security deposit back. That's the previous exhibit.
Can I ask a question on the exhibit 2? Explain that to me. What you're saying there.
Basically, what this says is he started out with a $765 security deposit. He only made a partial payment on his June rent and no payments on his July rent. So by July 20th, when he said he wanted to move out, he only had $245 left on his security deposit, and I agreed to bump it up to $400.
So how is his security deposit being deducted before he's vacated? That was a question.
The 245 was arrived at by how much he didn't pay. The 765 is how much he didn't pay for his June rent and a prorated $17.
He hasn't vacated the premises. How are you deducting from his security deposit?
That number I arrived at
Not my question.
is assuming he paid.
Listen, Mr. McLaughlin, to my question. He has a security deposit. He hasn't, as of the time I'm looking at this calculation, vacated the premises. How are you deducting from his security deposit?
On a prorated daily basis. I don't understand your question, I guess.
Okay, that's because you don't understand the Security Deposit Act. How are you deducting from his security deposit? That's the tenant's money that you are holding. You do understand that.
Yeah,
So how are you deducting from his security deposit prior to his vacating the premises?
yeah, I still don't understand the question. That would be the deduction, how much? I understand, 765 was his money. But then he.
So how are you taking it before he's vacated the premises?
I guess I can't answer the question.
Oh, no, I think you can answer it. I don't think you like your answer. Because I think you know you can't. So, Mr. McLaughlin, you've been in this court enough. If this were your agreement, which I understand Mr. Daniels is denying, why wouldn't you have just waited 5 days, come to court, stated the agreement, and then resolved it that way? If indeed this was the agreement.
That would have been an option too. In retrospect, maybe I should have done that, but he told me he wanted to move out that day on the 20th. And I wanted to honor what he wanted to do.
Okay. Is there somebody living in the premises now?
In the other rooms, yeah.
Well, let me ask this. So he's just not on the premises. Right?
Right.
Everything else is the same as before he left.
Mhm.
His stuff is still in his room.
And we have an agreement that he can come get it anytime he wants.
This makes no sense to me. None. I'm not a handwriting expert, but I'm also. You have a copy in front of you of your exhibit 5? I think it's 5 or maybe 3. It says 5, the agreement.
Yes.
You're telling the court that's Mr. Daniels' signature?
Me?
Let me, hold on. Were you there when he signed it?
Absolutely.
Put him under oath, Mr.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name.
Pat McLaughlin.
Put Mr. Daniels under oath.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. State your name.
Daryl Daniels. I mean, when he signed this, he was standing up. So maybe that's.
Okay, and so what's that mean?
That means it might be illegible, but he did sign it.
Which copy? You have the agreement in front of you, a copy of the agreement that's signed? That you say was signed? That signature.
Yeah, I agree they're different.
Oh, they're not just different. Those aren't by the same person.
Oh, Yes, they are.
Oh, no, they're not.
I have two other witnesses who can come here and tell.
All right, then we're gonna have a hearing. You're gonna bring them in here. Everybody's gonna be put under oath, because I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. McLaughlin. This makes no sense whatsoever. That you are headed to court. You file an action, I think, on July 8th. You are headed to court. 5 days before that, somebody, or maybe even before that point in time, somebody gives $400, then gives another $400. The stuff isn't moved out of the unit and the locks are changed. Outside of that, there is then this bizarre deduction from a tenant security deposit, which apparently has occurred prior to him vacating the premises.
No,
Yes.
it's simultaneous with when he vacated.
No, but you're deducting before then.
No, but the money isn't exchanging hands until he's vacated.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. When are these other people gonna be available? These witnesses?
John Mattis is available any day. Frank Temple is available any day except Friday. Well, Friday he's available, but he works later.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna set it and then you gotta make sure they're here. Cause I mean, I'm not gonna work around everybody's schedule. Because it's gonna be your. And I'm gonna suggest to you, Mr. McLaughlin, based on what I'm looking at, you might want to get an attorney. Because for each day he's locked out of those premises, that by statute under the lockout statute is $200 a day that you would owe him if I find that there's been an illegal lockout. Outside of that, because now he also has counsel, you could be liable for his attorney fees. Now, granted, one might say, so we can just skip over this argument, that since Mr. Henry is from legal services, that and he hasn't paid anything, you wouldn't be liable for any attorney fees. Not the way that works. He gets paid at the rate that an attorney in private practice would get paid, and that's what you would owe. If it's found that you violated that statute. So as I count it, right now, if it turns out, absent the other statutes that certainly council's aware of that could apply to this, just on the lockout, you're at $2,800 right at this point. And that doesn't include the. So I'll set a hearing. That'd be enough time for you to get counsel if you want to get a counsel, Mr. McLaughlin?
I didn't hear the date.
August 6th, Tuesday.
It's Tuesday? Yeah.
This upcoming Tuesday,
9 o'clock, that's fine.
August 6th,
Your Honor,
2024, 9 a.m. Yes.
if I may, would Mr. Daniels be allowed back in the premises until then? He has been being housed by community mental health, which I do have the receipts for here.
Well, yeah. Oh, that reminds me of something. Because I was informed that he was being housed by others. That is an incidental damage also, so that any housing expenses they have would also be included and are not part of that 28. But go ahead, Mr. Henry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. In addition to that, I believe we have someone from community mental health here. I believe they aren't able to house him further than today.
No.
I'll let him in. I have no problem.
When is he gonna get the keys so that we're done?
Right now.
You got him with you?
I do, but I have to check which one fits the front door, so I'd have to go back. I could meet him there.
Why don't we do it this way? Because I just don't have a good feeling. Why don't you go get the key that fits come back with the key so that I can watch it being exchanged and given to Mr. Daniels.
Sure.
So I guess technically I'll pass the matter until.
Because I put in the account system, yesterday, I don't have all the court filings, but I'd be able to get a copy of all that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Several days later.
Patrick McLaughlin versus Daryl Daniels. State your name.
Your Honor, Alex Henry, on behalf of the defendant, who is also present, Daryl Daniels.
Daniels.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Ron, if I may before start, may I say something? Good luck.
maybe. Oh, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Last time I was here, Your Honor, I was scared and I lied to you.
Okay.
I wasn't honest. I went through this with Mr. McLaughlin. I didn't when they wouldn't let me into my place. So I took the money.
Both sets of money?
Huh?
Both sets?
I took the money. Because I had no place to go. And I didn't know what to do. And I had medications and I was out on the street having no family and friends. And he kept pressuring me to move out so that someone else would move in. And he kept sending me emails and texts that my security deposit was going down. And I really didn't know what to do. And being not able to get back to my place where my stuff is. And I was scared. I truly was. And I didn't want to admit that I was afraid or something like that. You know, 'cause I thought it made me seem like I'm weak or something like that. And I found out that it makes me seem like I'm weak by not being honest. And I apologize. Please forgive me.
So you voluntarily surrendered the apartment?
No, I didn't surrender the apartment. No, I couldn't get back in. They had already locked the doors. I couldn't get in. They're standing there. I couldn't get in.
So what are you claiming you lied about?
I accepted the $400.
Which $400?
There's only one.
Well, no. My understanding is there's two $400.
That's what they're trying to say.
Okay, so which $400 did you lie about?
A video that they have showing him giving me $400. This video.
From Mr. McLaughlin's agent.
Yeah.
You took that $400.
Yeah. It came down the bottom of the stairs and they gave it to me.
Okay.
I didn't want it, but.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on, Mr. Daniels. So you took that $400 and that was the $400 where you agreed to surrender the unit.
No, I didn't agree to surrender anything.
Then why were you getting the $400?
He told me, the gentleman said, Daryl, listen, you might as well, have a place to stay in. And I agreed with him, the gentleman won't have anyone. And I'm like, I'm not signing anything. That's wrong. He's like, yeah. He said, I don't.
Well, so
I was right.
Daniels,
Yes, sir.
there's this meeting that takes place.
Yes, sir.
You're given $400.
Yes, sir.
Why did they give you the $400 if it wasn't to relinquish possession of it?
I wasn't relinquishing possession.
Okay.
I never agreed to it.
Okay. All right. Then why did you take the $400?
I didn't know what to do. I had no place to go.
What do you mean you didn't know what to
I
do?
had no place to go. And I don't want to stay on the streets. And
Mr. Daniel,
yes, sir.
what you're saying, it doesn't make any sense.
I made a mistake.
So, you need to start telling the truth.
I took it because I didn't have no place to go. I didn't have no money to get food to eat. I had medications that I had to have. And I didn't know what to do.
Daniel, you had a place. They said, so here's what you told me.
The door was locked. I was locked out. I didn't have the keys to the place. The locks were changed. I had no way of getting in. And if you show the video properly, even the front door was boarded shut. It was X across with wood. I couldn't get in. The locks were changed and all that. I come around to the back, and there they are standing at the back door. And I'm like, listen, let me in. And they're like, no. And I, it's like, I scared, it's like, no excuse. I do a lot of mental illnesses, mental things, and I thought that they were all coming at me anyway. They had broken into my home while staying there, and the tenants that stayed there, I told Mr. McLaughlin, he's like, so what you want me to do? And I was afraid, honestly. But I was afraid that I was afraid that I would react in a way that I wasn't supposed to. I didn't know what to do, honestly. I didn't. Truthfully, I didn't know what to do. And not thinking properly and thinking that I would be smarter than them, accepting it and still coming to report against them for what they've done. That's what I thought. I didn't truly. At the time, everything was happening. I was panicking and didn't want to go through it. Didn't want to go on the streets. Didn't know what's happening. And they offered money, and I said, okay. I thought I was being smart. I apologize. I didn't know what I was doing. I was very scared. Thought I was trying to be able to come here and tell what they were doing to me that was wrong. Because I was already locked out. The locks were already changed. I thought I was fine. I did. I apologize.
Mr. Daniels, what do you want me to do now that it's been determined, well, you've admitted that you lied?
I was already, as I stated, the locks had already been changed. I was locked out. I want to be treated fairly, done right, but I conducted myself like they did.
Well, that's interesting. You want to be treated fairly because
I treated myself like I did.
well, quite frankly, this isn't about you because you came here on the date the hearing was set. Mr. McLaughlin was not here. You told me they had locked you out,
Yes.
that you could not get back in your
Yes.
premises
Yes.
and all of that, right?
Yes.
But basically he had resorted to self-help.
Yes.
What that led the court to do was to then set, but now I understand why Mr. McLaughlin wasn't here because you had surrendered the apartment.
No. The doors were already locked. The locks were already changed. The locks were already changed.
So then I show cause Mr. McLaughlin to come in. He files an answer. He files a response.
Yeah.
We are back here. You go and get legal services.
Yes.
Mr. Henry appears.
Yes.
And at that hearing, you continued to maintain that you were locked out.
Yes. Yes.
And specifically told me that you didn't take the $400.
I lied.
I know. We get that you lied. But that you didn't take the $400, that they locked you out, that then there wasn't this period in time afterwards.
Yes. They changed
You
the
got
locks.
community mental health because of that to put you up.
Yes.
So other monies got paid on your behalf.
Yes. They did change the locks on the door, Your Honor. I couldn't get in. The locks were changed. I couldn't get in.
Tell me why I should believe you.
Truly, Your Honor. Not
What?
not telling the truth the first time it came here, you shouldn't.
I shouldn't believe
understand how you- I
anything
understand how you-
you are telling me. I
understand.
do not believe.
I understand, but I couldn't go on, after, sit back praying and think about it. And you've been honest with me, you've been fair with me all the time. And I couldn't
What I do.
tell you no lies. And I had to come tell you today and let you know that. I was just afraid, Your Honor. I was.
Afraid of what?
I don't know, everything. I was locked out and the locks have changed already when they gave me the money. They're already changed. I'm locked out. And I thought I was based, I don't know. I'm so jealous. Apologize. Please forgive me. I won't say anything else, that might say, what else can I say? But I was being honest, I'm now I am. I like you.
You know something? Not only did you lie to me, you recall at the last hearing, I had my bailiff put Mr. McLaughlin under oath, and we put you under oath.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. McLaughlin maintained the same story that he basically put in his written communication and what he had said. He didn't have everything with him. He said he had a video and wanted to make sure that he could bring it next
Mr.
week.
McLaughlin have not been honest.
Oh.
Listen, every time I called other people I was trying to move out of Mr. McLaughlin's place because I didn't like it there.
You surrendered possession. You surrendered possession of
No.
the premises.
No, sir.
Yes, you did.
No, sir.
Yes, you did. That's why you took the $400.
Your Honor, as I stated, the locks already changed before they gave me that. The locks already changed.
I don't believe you.
I know you would. I know you would. That's why I have to tell you the truth. The locks are already changed.
You know something? Here's
Video,
no.
show you the video.
Be quiet.
Pardon?
Be quiet. You lied to this court when you came here, caused me to file an order to show cause, got Mr. McLaughlin in. Mr. McLaughlin had to file an answer to it, find all of that information, do all of that. You go to legal services, they in good faith, Mr. Henry decides to represent you because you're saying that you've been locked out of the premises. We get here, for the second time that you've been here, Mr. McLaughlin was only here the one time, but we all get here, put you under oath, you give me your story, the story you give me, you lied. Now, in that same time, you are also lying to community mental health, who is paying to put you up as though you had been locked out.
I was.
You were not locked
I was
out.
locked out.
No,
Honestly,
you weren't.
when he gave me, and to show the video, I go up the stairs. I'm beating on the door to get in. And I said to the gentleman, now they give me $400. The locks are already changed. I
If
think,
that were the truth,
yeah.
then why wouldn't you have told me that you got the $400?
I'm just saying that I took it, because I had no place to go.
Why would you?
I have this, I apologize. I have no excuse. I have no excuse.
Your story
I was
just
hungry,
keeps
and I was
changing. Your story keeps
I
changing.
was hungry when I scared, and I had medication, stuff that I didn't have, and I had no place to go. I had no family friends. That's what I was saying. I had no place to go. As he shows the video, the door's already locked. The locks already changed. They've already changed the locks. The locks are already changed. And that gentleman come down and give me $400. The locks were already changed on the door. I couldn't get in.
Good, you tell me everything you want to tell me,
That's all.
because I don't want you to ever say I didn't give you a chance to tell me.
I told you everything. The locks were already changed on the door. When he came down, he gave me $400, sir.
And I don't believe
And
you.
I took it.
And I don't believe you. I think that what happened here is you took the $400, voluntarily moved, which also then makes sense with what Mr. McLaughlin was saying and what he has in writing, that he agreed. You know what? I am not gonna sit here and try to overtalk you, because if you keep interrupting me, you're going to be going with my bailiff. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not in an aggressive position. I'm not being that way. So I'll leave it if you want me to. Sorry.
The reason you took the $400 is because you voluntarily surrendered the premises. That's what the court's gonna find. That you did that. And that the court also believes that you took the additional $400 that was later on given to you. It all makes sense. That's why Mr. McLaughlin said, I will keep, and it's in writing in a text, that he would allow your property to stay there for a month. And then he gave you more money. And you're just taking money and then coming to court, causing everybody all kinds of problems.
I'm not doing.
Oh, no, you don't even have any idea.
I took once. Sorry.
You keep interrupting me, so I'm done.
I didn't mean to Roxy. I apologize.
I find that there was no lockout. I also find that he voluntarily surrendered the premises. Mr. Henry, I know this is embarrassing for you because you came here representing your client, believing that all of this had happened. I find you and have found you always to be an honorable attorney and always put good faith arguments. And you properly did the right thing once you determined your client was an absolute liar. And that is, you filed your motion to withdraw. So prior to entering what I'm entering, I'm going to grant your motion to withdraw, find that it's surrendered. This case is dismissed, but you are entitled to possession of the premises. Oh, yeah. It's yours. He gave it up. You want to know what? You keep it up. What did I tell you? You think I'm kidding? Do you think I'm kidding? Then I'd suggest what you do is you turn around and you walk out and don't say another word to me, because if you say another word to me, you're going to go with Officer Mahalik. Have a great day. Please. Okay, court's going to stand in recess.